Welcome to your mobility and stability workout, and we're in a little bit of an extra core focus on this one as well. So let's go ahead and get warmed up. 3 moves all together for our preparation for the workout. First one, palms up, just squeeze them back. So 20 of these, and what you want to think about, just squeezing your shoulder blades back, keep your arms about rib high. Now for this entire workout, just to talk about that a little bit more, we don't need any weights. It's all going to be body weight. Again, just working on mobility of all the major joints and stability, including your trunk, your core. So 20 of these, now move into, in just one set each of these preparation exercises, just some slow butt kickers. So you're just getting as much flexion around your knee as you can. If you want to add some arm movements in, just like 20 total. Just getting the hips and knees warmed up, working. So 20 of those, and just a twist and pivot. So step back, rotate over the front leg. 20 total of these, so 10 each side, you can think about it that way. Just arms up, rotating right around the middle, good firm core. So those 3, 20 each for your preparation. Now, we're going to move into the core section here, 6 workouts. Let's get down on the floor. So, a bird dog abduction. So, good setup for bird dog, shoulder over wrist, hip over your knee, flat back, tight middle, right arm goes out, left arm goes out. So there's your bird dog. 15 of these for 2 sets. And just up and over as high as you can, keeping your core tight. Try to maintain a good stable upper body when you do this. So you're kicking up and over, up and over, feeling in your hip and glute, and then go ahead and do the other side. 15 on the other side. And then move on to the next one. We'll do these in groups of 3. So the next one in the group of 3 is a knee pull crunch. So lying on your back, 15 each side, pull it in, lift up your head. So obviously opening up the hip, hamstring, as well as working the core. Pull it in with your arms. 15 knee pull crunches each side. Next up, turn over, kind of a slow motion mountain climber, but bring the knee up and across toward the opposite elbow. Let me show you. So here and here. So good mountain climber setup. Shoulders right over your wrist. Bring that knee toward the opposite elbow. 15 of those each side. Then go back and start over with that bird dog, hip extension over and back. Okay, the second set of 3 for your core. Remember, we're doing 2 sets of 15 of these. Core's back on the floor, on your stomach this time. We've done these before, I believe, in some of these workouts. This is a frog leg hip raise. So, heels together, knees apart. So your knees are wider than your hips. You can put your forehead down on your hands, and what you're doing is simply driving the heels toward the ceiling, using your glutes primarily to lift your heels toward the ceiling. So just like that. Now don't worry if you only go a little, not too far into the air. 15 of those. Now it shouldn't bother your low back. Don't push your heels quite as high. And really squeeze your glutes. That's the key to that when you're doing it safely and effectively. Number 2, on your side. Number 2 in this second group here, just an oblique crunch. So you can put your elbow here or hand down. Hand here and just up. So that bottom arm's in front of you, providing a little bit of support as you bring your elbow toward your knee. 15 of those on each side. So just an oblique crunch, 15 on each side. All right, so the last little thing you're going to do, lying on your back, both feet up, slow one leg lowering. 15 of these on each side. So stability in the core, mobility in the hips, and obviously hamstrings and hips have to be pretty mobile to keep. So if your legs are kind of here, that's fine. You can even bend them. Work from this position. 15 on each side. So that's the third one in that second group of 3 for the core. Now let's work on some movement. Go ahead and stand up. 15 of these on each side. One leg airplane switch. So airplane, you're going to put your arms up to the side as you push your hip back to flex forward and switch back and forth. Challenge your balance a little bit as well as the stability. Arms come out to the side. That's an aid to your balance. Keep your middle tight. Try to drop the hip of the extended leg so it's not raising up too high. And again, the key is really pushing the hip back of the leg that you're standing on. Back down to the ground for the next 2 in this little bit of movement stability. With a push-up or not, that's really up to you. But you're just trying to keep everything completely stable as you reach over and touch the opposite shoulder, the opposite deltoid. That's what it looks like here. Now, if you're adding a push-up, you do a push-up, you stabilize, touch, touch, push-up. So make it 2 distinct movements. The key thing is to try to keep your upper body, lower body, your torso, everything nice and still as you move that one arm to touch the opposite shoulder. Finally, on your stomach, little thoracic rotator cuff work here. Thoracic and rotator cuff, I should say. So, arms up to your side, on your stomach, upper body only. Lift up, hands over your head, come back down. So you lift up, it's sort of a T shape. Look up if you can, touch your hands over your head if you can. As long as it's pain-free. But you're kind of feeling this from the middle back upward. That's where the work is. So you're up, stable, thumbs up toward the ceiling, hands clap overhead, and come down. So great mobility and stability exercise there. So that's your second set of 3. Remember, 2 sets of 15. Now let's go into recovery, starting with a kneeling crescent. And we'll go through, we'll do 2 of these on one side. So if my left knee down, my right foot's forward, push that left hip forward. Kneeling crescent, you can stay right there. That's perfect. 30 seconds or more on this one. Once you get to the 30-second mark, I'll turn to show you kind of the other view. Then you'll bring, if my right foot is forward, my left hand will go to the ground for support. Rotate, reach up, open that top shoulder and chest open as much as you can. Hold that for 30 seconds. Now do that on each side. Then the last one we haven't done this one before, we're going to hold it a little bit longer. Come onto your right side, we'll do it 2 minutes on each side. Come onto your right side. You want to be comfortable. If you need something under your head for support, that's great. Bottom arm out with the palm up. So it's in line with the shoulder, palm up. Bring your knees are bent to 90 degrees. You have a 90-degree angle at your hip. This left hand, in my case, on top of the right. Again, put something up to support your head if you need to. You're going to open up, maintain the same lower body position. Do not let your knee slip back or your hip slip back. Open up as wide as you can. Let your head turn as much as you can. Your arm hangs out. That's it. 2 minutes here. Now, the key to this is to keep, and you can use this front hand here, this extended arm in the front to hold that knee on top. The key is to hold the knee there so your hip doesn't. So if that means you're only going to go back to here, that's fine. But don't just let your hip slip back. So this is good positioning. Knee on top of knee, hip on top of the hip. 2 minutes here. Stretching primarily your lat, but it's doing it all the way from your shoulder down to your hips. And that's your final cool down exercise for this mobility and stability workout.